What's up? I am Black Santa, aka Lol Sniff Sees All, aka Phoenix Fireburn, aka the Grand Master Inquisitor, Lord General of the TR, and head of the Intelligence Committee. Today I'm gonna teach you fucking ingrates about the Jackel. Now the Jackel is 167 damage SMG in quotation marks for the TR. It's basically a carbine you can put on any class. It's basically an NC gun. It's basically a Cyclone. It's real good. There's three main ways you can run a Jackel. Well, there's more than three, but there's forward grip, there's laser sight, and there's BDSM adapter. Now, it's called a BDX adapter, but we refer to it as a BDSM adapter because when you're feeling particularly self-malicious, you can use the BDSM adapter. Not bad, but it's just there's better ways. There's always better ways. Now this is my first way to run it: thermal sight and a forward grip. I'm an engineer. I'm a support engineer. I got a spotter crossbow and I got a Jackel, claymores, and a AI mana turret. They're real good. Real good. I'm here with the Mongolians.
I'm down, you got two, let's have...
We're holding the point. Now what the NC did is they showed up with the Galaxy at the last second and tried to get the base back. This is what ended up happening.
I'm coming down to get the...
The facility is ours.
I'm on the roof. He's going down the opposite location roof.
Now you don't have to use a forward grip with a thermal sight. You can get away with a laser sight. But you can get away with a forward grip because the hip fire on the Jackel is nice. It's crisp. It's tight butthole. Tight butthole. Yeah. Look at that.
Good job, Phoenix. I think it's all...
Tight butthole. Now with the forward grip and the thermal sight, doesn't have to be a thermal sight. I like thermal sight stuff. It's a fucking laser beam. It's good. Real good.
Dude, my controls keep getting hooked up.
No, it's also good. It's a fucking fat joint. This fat joint's real fucking good. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Now, when running it on a heavy assault, I typically use a laser sight. I don't use soft point. Soft point, pretty bad. Pretty bad because it makes your bullets go wicked slow. Wicked fucking slow. Ah, excuse me, I had to open my door. Now, when you're running it with a laser sight, I like to do hip fire to ADS. Hip fire to ADS is good because, you know, you start hitting them and you finish hitting them. It's a CQB weapon. You gotta remember that. If you don't remember that, you'll get caught out in the open with it. And while the 167 damage is good, it does have a significant fall off rate, like most SMGs. If I had better implants, I'd probably be using Regeneration 5 and Assimilate 5. But you gotta work with what you got.
as is the case. See, hip fire to ADS. They're holding out pretty good too. Pretty good, pretty good. And then a gal drop came. Typically you want to engage the person that's, you know, looking at you and shooting you. But that doesn't mean you'll survive. Case in point.
Frag grenade.
Like I said, it's a close quarters weapon. So sometimes you just gotta whip out the old trusty chain blade and get it done that way. But, you know, it's got a good reload speed. Other than that, you know, it's nice to have a commie. Backup weapon. Even then though, sometimes you can get away with just a quick reload, ducking around, getting back up. Granted, when you're running around with a Jackel, you gotta, you know, it's like any SMG heavy assault, you gotta position yourself in corners and get people who stray a little bit too close. You're not Rambo. It's no mini chain gun, but that being said, it's not a mini chain gun. It's a mini chain gun, but it's honestly just a Cyclone with a reskin. And what was that? There's a Govac with the thingy. Conknade, yeah. Conknade's hurt. But gotta work with what you gotta work with. It is a beast of a weapon, don't get me wrong. You gotta get used to the lower magazine size, which, you know, most TR weapons have 40 rounds, this has 30, but they do more damage, which is nice. Still, I don't recommend that you use soft point or a suppressor on it, like ever. Like ever.
Forever, ever.
Never ever. You can get behind a group of people, you know, you can pull this kind of stuff off. Don't be afraid to just go to the knife instead of the secondary. Works pretty well. Come back to your primary. And avoid the frag grenades. Kind of like a baby MSWR, but on steroids. Kinda. You don't have nearly the same range as an MSWR though. Hipfire is comparable though. And that 167 damage is very nice. Overall, I think the main effectiveness you get out of the Jackel is with a laser sight. It is an advanced laser sight, so like most submachine guns, it's gonna be your best attachment. Like always, I die to explosives, I think. Yeah. Explosives. They kill me. But I tried to hold the line. Yep. Explosives. But hey, I got Govac to pull a auto shotgun. Laser sight. Laser sight is nice. Onto the BDX adapter. BDX adapter, to me, is a very situational kind of a weapon. If you're fighting noobs, it can prove pretty effective. But once you get anyone that has good reaction time, I would not suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it on most classes except for the SMG in full. It can prove effective. It's not exactly a shotgun, it's more of an underbarreled shotgun, kind of. It's got a spin up time which you kind of have to, you can be rounding corners and, you know, get ready with it, but you can't activate it while you're cloaked, which makes sense. That being said, it's not terrible. I just wish the spin up time was a little bit faster. Also, it only shoots 9 rounds. So there's that. If you're gonna run around with it, you know, I wouldn't use the thermal sight. I'd use it 1 times, because you can't even aim down sights while it's active. And if you miss, you know, or if you miss most of the shots, you're kind of screwed. The BDX adapter is more of a toy than a serious attachment. It has its uses, but really you can get away with using something else to probable better effect. So that guy had a shotgun. And if he had a little bit better aim, I would have been dead. Why do snowmans not die in 1 rip per head? They should die in 1 rip per head. if I had not had the BDX adapter on, he would have been dead in the first mag. But I was just fucking around. I like darts because you don't have to look for a place to set them down. You can just plop them anywhere. Don't last as long, but it's a trade-off. Instant awareness versus long-lasting awareness. They had me dead to rights right there. Interesting thing about the BDX adapter. If you press up on the D-pad as you're shooting, you immediately switch back to the normal fire mode, which is good, but you don't really want to do an open face-to-face engagement with a BDX adapter. You kind of want to do this, but even then, you might be better off with anything else.
We call this tactical superiority.
Didn't exactly help that my teammates were shining flashlights
Literally everywhere.
It's good with infills, it's more at home with a heavy assault. It's okay with a light assault, but you don't, it's not a carbine, so you don't get the reduced hipfire spread while flying. When I use it with a light assault, I like to have it on ambusher jump jets. And I do usually run it with a thermal sight, not a light assault. Eventually the shotguns will kill you. 9 kills though. And now a random clip that has nothing to do with the Jackel.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Bye bye.